Hello, my dears. So, I had the interesting topic brought up to me about the difference between slow love versus fast love. Let's look up the definition of slow love. According to AI Overview, slow love is a romantic orientation that involves taking a gradual approach to relationships rather than rushing into commitment. AI Overview's definition of fast love is a term that describes a culture of superficial expressions of affection and fleeting emotional connections. It can also refer to the idea of falling in love quickly, which is sometimes called emophilia. I didn't know that. Known as emotional promiscuity, this is a term for people who tend to fall in love quickly and often. People with emophilia may feel an all-encompassing passion for romantic interest in a short amount of time. I'm gonna start off with saying that there's nothing wrong with wanting to experience a fast love. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be understood, but there are the side effects of being understood too quickly. It shows a level of curiosity that, wow, this person really wants to get to know me on such a deep level, and curiosity is important. There is a difference between cramming for the exam versus fully understanding the subject. I'm going to use an example. There is a person that can get to know you within weeks. They ask all of the right questions. They start to really understand who you are, but who they are studying is the person that you are at that exact moment, versus the person that has gotten to know you over a span of years, and this person has witnessed seeing you change. Instead of the first example of where they asked all the right questions and they found out who exactly you are, it's so much easier for them to kind of put you in this box of what they studied you to be, versus the second example of where they witnessed the box keep growing. The first example, that person may feel like, whoa, you're changing it up a little too much. What happened to the person that I used to know you to be? But the second example is able to understand you to such a fundamental level of, throughout all of the changes that I have witnessed you go through, these are the points that have stayed the same, and I know this is you to your core. To be honest, rushing love is actually very simple. All you have to do is just lean into the crush of this person, or lean into the few things that you do like about them, and just exploit it and keep using that as a carrying vessel for the rest of the relationship. It's very easy to do. The common denominator between slow love and fast love is that there is the chemistry. I'm not going to take away from the fast love that there isn't a connection there. There definitely is. It's just what you do with the connection is extremely important. I'd say with maturing, you start to understand how to stop being as indulgent with love, the same way how you would with sugar. We love sugar. It's delicious. It's a nice treat. Love is like a nice sweet treat. But we want to be able to learn how to pace ourselves, because when you take so much of it all at once for an extended amount of time, you're gonna feel sick. We want to avoid feeling sick from our loves. So with slow love, we are practicing patience. Continue on your life as you would, because you still want to put time and effort into the goals that you have outside of the relationship. I'd say that's what I notice a lot with the fast loves that I've experienced as well as observed. A fast love usually puts the rest of our life on hold, while the slow loves, they take such small chunks of time out of our days, and we can still eat the rest of what's on our plate. Like, they are the sweet treat at the end of the day, but we still fulfilled the main course, which were our responsibilities and our ambitions. And I'd say that's a well-balanced meal. We would love to have well-balanced meals as our well-balanced loves. But with the fast loves, it gave us no room left in our bodies to have that love for other things. That actually correlates to one of the main reasons as to why I'm scared to fall in love again. Love is consuming. It's not to say that I don't want to give this time and energy. The problem is that I do. From the first time that I fell in love, I didn't know any part of how to keep a well-balanced meal. I only knew how to keep indulging in what felt great. And a couple heartbreaks later, there's someone here. I was just young, and that was to keep leading into this love and forget everything else. But to live a little too presently. We love living presently, but when you're eating a cake, it's like, oh, this feels great, but you're not thinking about how it's gonna make you feel bad later. You're just completely indulging into the present and just wanting more of this until your satisfaction isn't actually satisfying, it's sickening. With a slow love, sure, it's not going to be overwhelmingly magical, but I'd say it's the small bits of magic that continues to prove to me it is sustainable and it will be there through my thick and thin because it already has. Versus the fast loves, it's like, who are you? And a lot of the answers to this problem, I wouldn't even call it a problem, it's just this rite of passage in life, is learning how to be more patient. We all have different styles of being patient too. It's truly just further understanding yourself and what your well-balanced meal looks like. At least definitely with the times that I've experienced fast love, I was running away from something. Whether I knew it or not, I was running away from something. One of my fast loves, I was running away from what my purpose was in life. I didn't know what I wanted to be when I grew up, and the fact that I had already been at the age of grown up and I wasn't in the career that I wanted to be in yet, it was agonizing to admit I was lost. So then I fell into a really fast love. There goes the well-balanced meal. I avoided the vegetables and I just went straight for the sugar. I didn't want to confront that I hadn't had eaten any vegetables. So yes, the slow loves that I have been experiencing as of late, I am just truly ever so in love with the fact that you exist. I didn't know that slow love existed until I found my best friends. I think my abandonment issues really subsided when I found love within these people. They have been there through the thick and thin. I believe that my soul is tied to them, and it truly took time in order for that tie to be created with a knot so strong. Over time and weather and erosion, the knot will still be there. Versus with the fast loves, a knot is still tied, but it can become so undone so quickly with extreme ease. It is upsetting. It's very upsetting that, oh my gosh, I thought that I tied such a beautiful bow with this person. And you probably did, but the bow is made of silk, and although it had the most beautiful presentation, it slipped right from underneath itself. Versus the shipping rope that I have with my slow loves. I have no fear and only trust for the slow loves that I have accumulated. In terms of how to get slow love, I would say it is paying attention to the other aspects of your life. And that is how you can start practicing a slower love. You want to divide and experience life in moderation, especially the good and the bad parts. It's the balance, it's the well-balanced meal. I have to go now, but I hope you enjoyed this video, and I love you so much, my romantics. I wish you to find all the pairs of your socks and all of the quarters in your pockets. Thank you so much, my romantics. I have to go now. Bye, guys. And a couple heartbreaks later, I started to understand. And a lot of the answers to... Please let me know, guys.